Hi, it's Linda
Hi.
here. I'm here with Natasha, who we're just talking about her career at the moment. So she's going to tell me a bit about what she's been up to in her life after graduation and all things career-wise. And we're just going to be having an informal conversation about careers. If you're watching this and you're affected by any of these things or you're unclear about it, do feel free to comment or put your input. Would like to hear from you. So over to you, Natasha. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Natasha. I'm originally Russian. I graduated from Aston University. I studied international relations and sociology. But before that, I also graduated from Russian University. I did a degree in
Oh,
management. So currently, I'm working at Self Cashback, specializing in digital marketing. But I'm
okay.
also trying to look for a job which is probably maybe more close to my current degree because I would like to explore the area that I really studied and I really
Mm.
like. I also like digital
What's your
marketing.
current degree?
Uh, Sorry,
What's your current degree then?
um, like a management and international relations and sociology. I
Okay,
have
okay.
so yeah, but now I mostly work on the basis of my Russian degree rather than the one I received in the UK.
Ah, right.
So
Okay.
yeah, because I faced some problems when I was applying for the placement jobs because I wanted to do something in politics, but I was
Mm.
restricted because of my nationality because they expected to see someone who is from European Union, UK, just to be kind of like involved in that type of jobs. So yeah, that's why I
Okay.
needed to find something in business. Uh,
Right. That's
But
good.
I'm really happy that I found that the job that I'm currently on because I find it really interesting. There is some stuff that I didn't know before, but I work and learn at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a really good company, and I really enjoy being there.
Mm. Right. So your first love, I guess, was politics.
Yeah, I'm mostly interested like international affairs, foreign aid. Um, yeah, would be perfectly. Would love to work on multinational companies. But yeah, I
So
just also face some issues that multinational, like a big corporations, they looking for someone who is a really experienced, like a 3 or 4 years experience, rather than the people who just freshly graduated.
right. Right. So it's not politics per se, but just international relations in general.
Yeah, because my major is international relations, because it's also included politics, but it's mostly like including international trade as well. So it's government and globalization, how they calculate, how they function, and globalized world. So all of that stuff. It also includes politics, but it includes politics, economics.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. So what's the dream? Like if you could go into a globe and get the dream job and basically I hand you a blank piece of paper and say, write your dream job, what would that be?
it's a really tricky question. I would say that I would love to start with working with kind of like a multinational company, which is based like on an oil extraction, almond extraction, just to see how it works. So do something with international affairs,
Hmm.
international trade, and then I just want to see like the internal picture, how it works, and if I really will be interested in it, because the theory practice is a bit different. So
Yeah.
it's just in order to understand how it works, you need to get into it, and probably it would be a cool way to start, and then kind of like go forward in that particular company, and then maybe I was thinking to move to the international aid and maybe open a charity,
Hmm.
because I'm really interested to work with the companies which is based in the developing and developed countries, and which are aiming to help countries of the third world
Right.
mostly. So yeah.
Where's that come from then?
What do you mean?
Where's the want to work for companies based in developing countries come from?
Um, I don't know. I just feel like, when you do something in life, it would be good to do something which will help others. I know like there is a lot of disadvantages and tricks because multinationals are not really have only advantages because they mostly kind of like damage this kind of countries that they're trying to get their resources, that they're trying to corrupt their government, and they're also really, really, really related, and it's difficult to do something with it. But just business is something which is going around the world, and it's good to work in business because it's money is really developed area. But to do something which will really kind of like inspire you and can at some point help others or really needs it, because there are some people who can get everything. There is other people who don't even have enough money just for food. So it
Mm,
would be good, and then just to help and know that what you are doing is really helping someone rather than only you.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
such a noble cause. That's amazing. Okay, so you've got with your 2 degrees, one in management and one in international relations.
Nursing synthesis.
Okay, relations and sociology. Okay, it certainly sounds like you're on the right path. So, um, yeah, how can I help? Why'd you get in contact?
I just would like we go through my CV
Right.
and see what like major mistakes I probably already did, so we could correct, or something that I need to add that I haven't mentioned.
Mm,
Hmm. Yeah, because I don't really, I'm kind of like open to different opportunities, so I don't want to tailor my degree to some particular work. So I want to do something kind of like a general that I can be just maybe later for a particular position.
okay.
But at the beginning, yeah, I just want to see like,
There. A lot of, and I'm glad you mentioned this because a lot of people say that they want to keep their CV fairly generic so that you can apply to a lot of different companies. It's a good and a bad thing in a way. A good thing in terms of you can use the same CV over and over again. The bad thing is when it's too generic, um, your passion or your unique selling point as a candidate doesn't come across.
yeah,
So what a recruiter has is just a list of achievements and degrees, but it's really flat faced. You don't get to see what this person's strong points are or their where their passion lies. So if you have various positions in the company, you don't even know where to place them. So rather than doing a generic CV, I would usually advise to do a sort of a CV that puts your passion first and your strong skill set first. So we've and this is why I asked you the question what the dream job will be. So to work in international relations, international affairs. So you can do that based on you can tailor your CV to um, the wanting to help others, the fact that you have a global outlook on life. So you don't have to say I want to work in international affairs, and if it's a small company which doesn't have an international outlook, then I don't want to work for them. But you can say, well, this is the experience I've got, and this is the education I've got because this is the outlook I have. So
mm,
even if it's a small company, this is what I can bring to your company. Do you know what I mean? The global outlook and the long-term view
yeah,
on working in a company that has this conscience as well and this corporate social responsibility almost outlook. And then someone can pick up your CV and think, okay, well, this is what she's passionate about, and we don't have anyone like that who's maybe advising us on what we could be doing. So it would be interesting to have this person on board.
yeah.
So you want
You
to have,
know, uh, with me, I think it's a kind of a bit problematic because in your CV you can't really dedicate a lot of space just explaining what you're passionate about or something. It's just because you need to kind of like demonstrate the achievements, like the experience. But if you don't have that particular experience in that area that you would love to work, and just you have in a different areas. Yeah, it's a bit like I found it a bit difficult, like
I
because I
understand.
have that experience in business rather than the area that I would love to go to and try. So yeah, it could be explained maybe
I understand. And
further.
what we do is how I usually work with people is focusing on transferable skills. So you may
Yeah.
not have the work experience, but you have the theoretical experience, the theoretical knowledge, the degree you've done, your personal experience, moving to different countries that you can bring to convince an employer that you've done something similar, not in a work sense, but the whole life has been that, and you can almost use those transferable skills into this work experience. So normally with candidates that don't have um, relevant experience or equal work experience, if you haven't done it before,
Hmm.
that's how you would convince an employer that you've done it. So I've got your CV in front of me, and it's a really nice CV on the whole. Well, we'll talk about the CV in a bit. I'll just move on to, you've got a skills section.
Yeah.
Those are the skills that you want to highlight to your employer. So when an employer is reading this, you're telling me that your skills section is what's so outstanding about you, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's the area that you'd want to bring all of those things to light. Of course, if you don't, like, the CV is a statement of fact. If you don't have the experience, you can't fake it. You don't have it. But then what else makes you qualified for the role? Actually, the fact that you've worked in all these different, you've worked in HR, you've worked in digital marketing, you've worked as an assistant manager in a different company, and your 2 degrees, that makes you qualified for the role at that stage. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So if we're talking about international relations, you say, well, working as an assistant manager in Russia, I had to oversee employees from different walks of life. You've worked with international people, then moving to the UK, doing presentations. And I know for a fact that Birmingham is such a multicultural city, so you've had to do presentations and work with in a team of people from different cultures,
Yeah.
friendship groups, and that's how you build that credibility of being an internationally minded professional, because you've
I
been.
just I have a question. The CV I had before.
Yeah.
I had the section with the skills, and I described the example of each skills and where I kind of like acquired it. But this one I just modified because I found kind of like a template where you can insert a plenty of information, but it still kind of like looks good together.
Mm-hmm.
And here I didn't really specify, so I just list the type of skills I have. So, which I can expand like during the conversation or something, but not really in CV. Is it like a good thing to keep the explanation in CV? I just keep it short and then.
Mm, that depends. So I'm looking at your CV, and just for viewers' sake, it's a white CV with a green line going through, and then you've got your experience, and then just a bullet point of your skills and languages. It looks good. Normally, I would say put as much information as possible, so I stay away from templates that restrict how much information you can give.
Hmm.
However, because you've done, and this is the thing, there is no right or wrong when it comes to CVs. Because you're in digital marketing at the moment, it's acceptable to have a creative CV like you've got, because again, that's evidence of your skills. However, it doesn't give you much room to elaborate on some of the things you've done. You've got
Yeah.
3 bullet points under each experience. Um, and So we're looking at a UK CV template, which should be 2 pages. In my opinion, you haven't made the most out of the CV as you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the person doesn't know you, and they've got to decide whether to ask you for an interview based on this 2-page document. So you've got 2 pages, but you've only really used a page and a quarter. The rest of
Yeah.
it, you just, I mean, half of your second page is your reference. Your reference is address, which could be on one line if you're going to put that in there. And
Yeah.
again, that's debatable because normally people don't want their addresses or their contact information given out. So normally you'd put references available on request. But it's quite nice that you've got a reference there, but you can limit that to one line easily. So you can elaborate more on your skills.
So elaborate on my skills. It means that that's what I have done before, like giving an examples and what kind of like a quick, like briefly explaining what kind of situation I require it.
And normally you would do that with under your experience. So when we talk about your experience as an international partnership executive or marketing executive, you would say,
Mm-hmm.
I've got creativity, for example. So that would be a competency, creativity.
Yeah.
Just write in shorthand because you'll get a copy of this video as well, so you can go back and look through if you want to catch.
I know, but you know, it makes it easier for me because I put just 4 points, and then I will look at it like of the 4 lines, and okay.
That's fair enough, as long as you can write and pay attention at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we've got creativity, and then you say designed the new logo from scratch or designed the new marketing campaign from scratch, and that would be evidence of the creativity skill. And we talk about communication skill, and then you talk about liaise with all the international offices to coordinate activities or whatever. So that you mention the skill, and then you're given evidence, and then doing that with HR. We talk about building relationships and talking about organization skills, making sure that each of the payments went through whatever you did in HR. So normally that would be how you give evidence of the skills that you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can hear you. My
myself.
That's all.
That's fine. In the skills section, if you wanted to have a skills section, I would put skills highlight, you know, in the green bit. And that would just be a highlight of the relevant skills for the particular role that you're applying to. So that would be the bit where you can customize. So if, let's say, you were going into a sales position, then you would highlight maximum 5 skills that you are absolutely an expert in. You know, that would make me think at a glance, oh wow, she's got interpersonal communication or multicultural awareness or these IT skills. So you can put front end or back end IT skills, or so the first thing you've put is self-motivated, proactive. I mean, I always say, who's gonna put I'm a lazy, unmotivated person? Everyone's gonna put that.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna put I'm a motivated, ambitious, hardworking. So when people normally put that, I just think you're just wasting time, because I don't believe it until I've seen evidence as a recruiter. So why are you telling me? Why are you wasting time rather than showing me? And if you've, under your experience, put about 4 or 5 bullet points, because you've got three work experience, or you've chosen to put 3 work experience, I'd elaborate on that, where you can even highlight those skills, so that I know that you've got all of these competencies. And then when you're telling me these are your top skills, I can believe you because I can go back to your experience and see evidence of how you've done that. I always think that's a more powerful way than just listing and telling me.
Yeah.
I mean, you are so amazing in terms of languages: Russian, English, Portuguese, Ukrainian. Fantastic.
I'm trying. Still working on my Portuguese.
I would also, you know, where you've got, I would put in a bracket just so that it doesn't look like such a long list. You know, Russian into bracket, native, English, fluent, Portuguese.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't look like a long list of languages. And then it may help you to highlight your technical skills as well, separately. So if you were looking into a marketing role or digital marketing role, then you might want to highlight your IT skills separately,
Mm-hmm.
your Google Ads and SurveyMonkey, Doodle etc. And I think that's a great list of IT skills, and you don't want it to get mixed up with everything else.
Okay.
Okay. You have graduated, as far as I'm concerned, right?
Yeah.
From Aston. When did you graduate?
When?
Yeah.
Like this year?
Okay. I would change your email address to, just in case you don't get it.
Personal.
Yeah, find a professional.
Yeah. Because I think even the university inform us that it can be kind of like disabled or something. So
Exactly.
yeah, we need to make the personal one. Yeah, I just put it like for now is it like a draft so we can go through and then it can be modified properly.
Yeah. I think it just gives the impression that you're still a student, which if you're applying for a full-time job, they'll just be like, well, she's still a student. It would be an automatic assumption without even looking at your CV.
Yeah.
Just because you've got a student address. Okay. I won't go too much into detail, but let's look at your career summary as well. And this
yeah, that was a nice bit. I'm just trying to create it first. I'm not really sure because this section is not kind of like compulsory, right? You can have it, you can have to have it. It just depends.
do you have it, or why have you included it?
I just did it because if I plan to apply something which is also related to digital marketing, it's good to have like a brief explanation what I have done and what kind of experience and how long I have done it before, and still kind of like highlight that bullet point of my caution. Yeah, but I think it just depends on the company because if it has nothing related to digital marketing in general. So maybe that should be changed. That should be facilitated.
Career summary or the personal profile is super important. When I was recruiting, it's the first thing I'll look at. And if it's not interesting, I wouldn't read the rest of the CV. Because basically, that personal profile, that career summary is a snapshot of what I'm about to read. And basically the highlights, and the art of writing a CV is compressing what you've done over years into 2 pages or into 1 page. And even better, the personal profile, the career summary is supposed to compress those 2 pages into 3 or 4 lines. You know, so that's got to be the top cream, the creme de la creme, you know, the dance balls of whether you're hired or not.
Yeah.
And I always say lead with your best foot. So international partnership marketing executive. Okay, that would be good if that's the position you're looking for, but it isn't because that's your current position. So you'd
Yeah.
want to say something like um, international business professional if you wanted to keep it generic.
Okay, so it's in career summary. It should be something that I'm aiming for rather than
It's
the current position. Okay.
well, I wouldn't even call it career summary because when you say a career summary, then you're summarizing what's on there. But when you say a personal profile, you're trying to say who you are because everything else on the CV is fact. That personal profile is that insight into who you are. So rather than
Mm-hmm.
making a career summary, I'd say this is how awesome I am, and then here's all the experience and education to back it up. I think that's a better way than just summarizing what you've done. And even if you're summarizing it, your current job wouldn't be a summary of what you've done because you've done other things.
Yeah.
Respectively experienced in the field of digital marketing for 2 years. Okay, that would be good if you were applying for a digital marketing
Position. Yeah.
role. Otherwise, again, you can keep it generic to business or having worked in different business sectors such as marketing, HR, etc. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you could play around with it, and the skills highlight and the personal profile always tailor that. If you're going to keep everything constant, tailor those things. Your skills highlight will be the relevant skills for the position, and your personal profile will be the profile that will get the right job. You know, so if it was just a generic business role, you'll say over, I don't know, 3-4 years experience in business in different sectors. Or if you didn't have any experience in that at all, you'll say um, theoretical knowledge of 3 years or 4 years, however long your degree was in this sector.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you've put highly interested in cross-border trade, international affairs, and foreign aid. Um, if the job role demands this, then definitely put it in. If not, I would put international affairs or international business or charitable, something that's a bit generic. Because when you say cross-border trade, it sounds quite political than international affairs and foreign aid. So if I'm an SME, a small medium-sized enterprise, and I've only got 3 branches in Europe, foreign aid doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Neither does cross-border trade, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. I just make it more
international
specific for
business.
the particular
Yeah, yeah,
company rather than yeah. I just put it just together idea what can be done, what can be included. But yeah, I understand. I just need
yeah,
to go through the company specification and then just adjust it.
yeah. It's a great attempt at a CV, actually. So well done for your first attempt of. Well, it's probably not your first attempt because you already have a job, but it's a good starting point.
Okay, that's good. I just need to put some correction.
Yeah.
And
Other
then
I would mention is consistency. So on your first employer, your bullet points are one with with a bracket, two with a comma bracket. On your third employer, it's one with a full stop, two with a full stop.
oh
As
yeah,
as a recruiter, that used to annoy me. Like, and especially if you were marketing, it's you've got 2 documents, and if you can't make that on brand and on point, I'm certainly not giving you a whole presentation to do that. So just make sure your attention to detail It's spot on. Okay. You can put UK instead of United Kingdom. That would save you some space and make it a bit tidier on your first experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say present rather than currently.
Present. Okay.
And bachelor's degree, your under your first degree, where it says red diploma equivalent to first class bachelor's degree.
Yeah, it's something because in Russia
I mean
we.
that's fine. All I want, I would take that is an equivalent. I would just put diploma, then semicolon equivalent to bachelor's degree. It'll save some
Right.
work, and it'll also
Mm-hmm.
make sure that it's all on the same line because it's quite untidy the way it moves on to the next line.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you've got the publication too. I think that's great. This is a publication you've written.
Yeah, with one of professor and two of my group mates because we participated in a kind of like a conference, and then after that we needed to make a publication with a lecturer. I
Mm,
was a professor who had done this project.
I think it's great.
It's only available in Russia though, but it's still it still exists.
The fact that you've done it is great. I mean, there's a lot more you can do to sell yourself. I think, well, knowing you personally, you're selling yourself really short in your CV.
Mm-hmm.
As this is your first intro into CVs, it's unfortunate that you would sell yourself so short. And I would, I guess, just to sum up, I'd put more, maybe 4 or 5 bullet points of your experience, touching on different competencies that you've done under each of it. Um, and like you've spoken about your dissertation and what you wrote about, so that's good. Under your first degree in Russian, you've got organizational behavior, which you spelled with a Z, which is the American spelling.
Mm-hmm.
And normally it's not a problem. If you're going to go with American spelling, make sure you go with American spelling all the way. If you're going to go with English spelling, make sure you go with English spelling all the way. So behavior doesn't have the U in it as it would in English. So I think
Yeah.
your default is set to American, which is fine. Some people are picky about it in the UK, because if you were doing their marketing, they'd expect you to use UK English. But it's something to
Mm-hmm.
bear in mind, and you can make a call on that. Um, yeah. So in the green bits, which is the bits I'm guessing you want to highlight, I would put your highlight skills. I put your IT skills separately. Languages. I might also put your interests, out of work interests, and just anything else that you've done that makes you outstanding. Say if you're part of a dance group, a ballet group, or and any hobbies that you've excelled in.
I used to have it in my previous CV, but I didn't include in this one. I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, I got this
just
section
gives you a
before.
bit more personality.
Okay.
Yeah. And plus you've got all that space on the second bit, so you don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste that
Okay.
space with nothing on there. Yeah.
Great.
Did you have any more questions before we
Mm, yeah, I have. I have the whole list, but no, there is not all of them. So we went through all of this. I just wanted to ask you two additional questions.
Yes.
The first one, if during the process when I was applying for my placement, I was selected in five best candidates for one company. I was rejected on the final stage,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it was still a good achievement, and I would like to apply again because I'm still interested in that particular company. But if they don't really have any positions currently, but I have the contact of their managers. Is it a thing to just approach them directly for the email and tell them I'm still interested in that particular
Absolutely.
company and try to
Absolutely.
attach that CV?
Definitely. Just say, um, I'm coming back to you because I really wanted to work there, and it's unfortunate I didn't get into the last one. I took on board your feedback, and I was wondering if there's anything available. It just shows proactiveness or proactivity.
Okay.
Yeah, do that.
And another one, when the company doesn't really have vacancies at the moment, so and they have that page on their official website where you can leave your details, and there is a box with message.
Mm-hmm.
What does employer really expect to read in this particular message? Because I'm not really sure if there is a not particular experience in that area where a company in, and what particularly I have to include because it shouldn't be a really long message, right? It should be
Yeah,
something that will catch the eye. So I'm not really sure what I need to write in this book.
I think it's a set thing to write. I would, as you write in your email, the little text you write accompanying your CV and cover letter. I would put
Hmm.
something like that in there. I, I would include your career, your personal profile a little bit, so you can say, "Hi, my name's Natasha. I'm really interested in your company. So if you can attach your application, here's my application attached. Um, just a brief introduction about myself. Then you put your personal profile there. Um, I'm open to chat. Just sort of an introductory, but a professional introductory bit. And this is why your personal profile needs to be the highlight. Where you can go to them and say, "Wow, I've done this," and they think, "Oh, wow, she's an international business person, and oh, she's worked across continents and worked in multicultural teams. Yeah, we'd like someone like that. Let's get her on the phone."
Okay,
Yeah. So if
I
it's a
need
long
to
message, get your
work with
personal
how
profile.
to make it short and more informative.
Definitely get your personal profile in there.
Okay, good. Is there anything else? Is it still relevant to apply for a job if they give you like a job description, but they require someone with a minimum like 3 years experience in that particular area? But if you're still passionate about this position, but you don't really have that area in this area, but you believe that you have that transferable skills and you still can kind of like contribute to that company, it's still worth to apply even
Hmm.
if you don't really meet all of those criteria that they highlighted in the job description.
That's a great question. Again, it really depends on who sees the application. If you're getting a gatekeeper like a HR person or a HR assistant that's just gonna go through a checklist, then you may not likely get in. But if you're getting a manager and you've successfully convinced them of, I have all these extra skills, and they wouldn't even notice that you don't meet that, or actually it's not a deal breaker criteria for them, then you're likely to get in. If you're really passionate about something like that, I would go in and do it. Normally, I would say pick up the phone to them and say, I'm applying, or I've applied for this, or how strict is the criteria? Are you willing to accept this? But if you don't want to speak to them directly, I would apply first and then say, I know I don't meet this criteria, but here's why you should hire me. You know,
Okay.
it's easier with a manager or a business owner than it is with a gatekeeper. Because I mean, I've been on both sides. As a HR assistant, you normally have your checklist. And if you're recruiting for a department that you don't know much about what they do, but the manager's just giving you this criteria and you need to send them a short list, then you couldn't really justify why you've selected this candidate who doesn't have the criteria. So no, it's a hit and miss. But if you get the right person, the manager, and convince them otherwise, they will see you in a heartbeat. Because everything else can be taught, but it's hard to get the right person. And so if you're really passionate about it, go and apply, but make sure you can get to the manager somehow, whether it's through LinkedIn, whether it's through networking. And when we go into coaching, we discuss how you can get past the gatekeepers.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I think that's all like major questions I wanted to ask. There are probably some more that will be come up to my mind later, but I need to process this information first. But yeah, I'm really grateful for your help. That was really informative and useful. Yeah, I will try to consider all of the points that you have mentioned and try to make it my CV perfect as possible and apply for jobs that I'm really passionate about and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's a work. Your CV is a work in progress. You'll always be adding to it and making it better. But with these additions, it'll make it so much better and hopefully increase your conversion of your application conversion ratio. But yeah, thank you so much. You've been really brave to come on, and
Oh,
then this has been really good. So thank you, and all the best
thank you, Lynn.
for your career.
Thank you. You too. Good luck.
My pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.